Banked in off the glass. Matthews has got 7.
If he gets a glimpse of an opening, he's going to take it right to the rim.
You know what? Bucks lead by 5. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Now, the Bucks had all kinds of problems last year, and they really didn't do a good job against the Western Conference. In fact, they failed to even reach double-digit wins against Western Conference opponents.
Here's who Scott Skiles is starting the second half with. Luke Richard and Ba'amute out there with Dunleavy. Then there's Gooden. Then there's Carlos Delfino. And it's Jennings in at the point. Bucks leading by 5. Back to that point Steve was making with the Bucks in the West. Western teams have no problem scoring.
Well, it starts with, one, the talent that's out in the Western Conference across the board, and then style of play. The Bucks, on the other hand, had all sorts of problems putting up points, and it just made for a bad combination. Playing and trying to beat the West and not being able to score, that's a recipe for not being successful.
Aldridge, the pass to Crawford. And Jennings picks him up defensively. Fires the 3. No good. And it's Milwaukee the other way.
That is just so sweet. I mean, power and skill combined to give us that reverse.
Where do moves like that come from?
Only from players like him, apparently.
Crawford dishes to Matthews. From about 16, Aldridge, no luck. That's tipped. Milwaukee in the lead. Matthews is whistled for reaching in. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Gerald Wallace, he's checked in for Portland. Gerald Wallace. Here's Dunleavy. 17 points in the game. It's taken away by Wallace.
Tried to use the pump fake there, but the defense didn't buy it. As soon as they made that steal, it was off and running.
Yep, and they acted on it, partner. That's an easy 2 points off the Pilfer.
Jennings kicks to Delfino. And Batum picks him up defensively. Delfino passes to Dunleavy. Batum gets called for the reach. That's his first foul. First personal foul. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Guys, it's been 3 seasons in a row now. The Portland Trail Blazers have gotten bounced out of the first round of the playoffs, and that's got to get frustrating. I mean, for the Blazers this season, just making the playoffs isn't enough. I mean, they've got to go, and they want to go farther.
And, Steve, in each series, they lost in 6 games.
Well, it just shows how strong the West has been over the last few years, Kevin. I mean, all 3 of those series, very competitive. Portland really was scrappy and competed and played hard. But they have had the injuries over the last few years, and the injuries have cost them. All that young talent, but from one game to the next, Portland not sure who's going to be on the court for them. Well, injuries were such a major factor for this team a year ago. And coming off a season when they had made the playoffs and had high hopes, it was a very disappointing campaign for the Bucks.
Steve was talking about the injuries and some of the guys they miss. You know, Bogut, Maggette, and Salmon's all missing time.
Yeah, and Mbamute, too. I mean, he's been a solid player, but he had some downtime with injuries. I mean, that's a lot of scoring and defense from guys we named, and the Bucks really missed them. You've got to be healthy, and you've got to have your key players healthy to try to be the best you can be, and that just wasn't the case for Milwaukee. 3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
But they get it back.
Now, second chance points are going to be key. They've got to keep this team off the boards.
And, Steve, any slip-ups boxing out can really cost you there.
Here's Crawford. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Crawford's got 7 points in the game. Bucks leading by 3.
And, you know, Jamal Crawford, you think about him in that first-round series against Orlando, guys. How good was he? I mean, he just lit them up. The smaller Magic backcourt had no answer for him.
Well, going back to Crawford, guys, in that Orlando series, I thought he was the difference offensively. He shot 52% from beyond the three-point line, about 6 free throws per game. He put on a real show offensively. He was fantastic.
Gerald Wallace moved from Charlotte to the Blazers last year at the trade deadline for 2 first-rounders, ending a 6-year stint with the Bobcats. That was a good get for Portland.
And Dunleavy gets it to go in. Dunleavy's got 4 points now in the quarter. Here's Crawford. He's got 7. Well, back to Wallace. He stated, Steve, he wanted to stay in Charlotte, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it was really moved for salary cap purposes. Charlotte wanted to save some money. They did get a couple of draft picks back from the Blazers, but how about the impact Wallace made on that Portland team down the stretch? He made a huge impression on that team and plays so hard. Really impressive play.
Jennings against Crawford. A 3-ball. Dunleavy's shot is off. Portland trailing here. And the jam by Nicholas Batum.
They've been fighting to get back into it, chipping away little by little, and it's paid off.
Nicholas Batum was the 25th pick in the draft back in 2008 for Portland. And he's really developed into a nice player. He's got that great length, which helps him defensively. And he's also become an excellent shooter as well.
Here is Mbamute, and the bucket counts. He's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. Wesley Matthews checked in for Gerald Wallace. Free throw no good for Mbamute. You're right, Steve. Batum has his shooting percentages last season fell off just a bit from his stellar numbers in his second season, but Clark's still very much a two-way player.
Yeah, that's part of his maturation and growth as a player. Consistency from season to season. He's very much a hot name. I mean, the Blazers' phones were lighting up with teams that would have loved to make a trade for Batum. I mean, he's got tremendous potential.
And that one's good by Gooden.
A tight game here. Neither team has been able to.
It's been an interesting battle.
Matthews dishes to Aldridge, and the layup falls. Aldridge has got 13. Just 4 seconds left in the third quarter.
That's kind of surprising. I mean, that's simple execution right there. I'm not sure how they missed on that pass.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game.
43, the Bucks. 41.
Here's Smith. Aldridge and Camby up front. Nolan Smith is out there with Batum, and it's Matthews in at the small forward. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. They set the pick. Oh!
Now that's just rubbing it in, fellas.
Throwing it down with style.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon.
Out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. Here's Dunleavy. Pushes up. And they call goaltending. They'll give him a bucket.
They keep going right back to the paint, and who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I'd expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense.
Gerald Wallace, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. They grab their own miss. Second chance shot from 20 feet out. They get it back. Goes up again. LaMarcus Aldridge again. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter. They
get a hand on it. Here's Smith. Jams it with authority.
Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
Here's Dunleavy. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth. Each side dropping in points every chance they get.
Here's Hudrick. Out of bounds. And they retain possession. And the Trailblazers making a change. Crawford's checked in. And the Bucks making a change here as well. Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for Udrih. Here's Jennings. He dishes it to Dunley. Jennings, a screen on Wallace. They rule this one goaltending. Count the shot.
Boy, he did a nice job losing his man on a good pick and then just buried the jumper. That is basketball 101 right there, Kevin.
Here's Aldridge. Dunked hard with one hand.
And the pace has really ramped up in the second half.
Steve, I like the re-energized effort here. I mean, it's been a battle.
Dunleavy up top. Takes it up. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Dunleavy's got 8 points in the quarter.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Canby with the steal. Portland leading. It's stolen by Dunleavy. And they go to the intentional foul. Wesley Matthews checked in for the Trailblazers. A basket here will tie this game up. Crawford against Jennings. Goes up low. And Ba'amute can't get it to go.
This game very well could come down to a few possessions, and if that's the case, rebounding could play large.
Yeah, in a close game like this one, securing the ball is so vital.
And the basket good.
Offensively, just hammering away in the paint.
And that's 10 straight points inside, too.
Jennings kicks to Delfino. Beyond the arc. Scooped up. Passes it to Dunleavy. Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. Here's Jennings. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now the dish to Dunley. Goes back up. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Looked like he hit him on the release of that shot, so good call by the official.
Very easy one there. Send him to the line for a pair of free throws.
And he makes both free throws.
Huge free throws right there to trim the lead. That was just what was needed.
Aldridge a screen. Here's Crawford. And Jennings picks him up defensively. Missed inside.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Here's Crawford. Off the inbound. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Their free throw attempts are down this half, probably because they're settling for that outside shot too much.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little complacent with their shot selection, Clark. A little lazy on offense. Got to be aggressive and attack the rim. That's amazing. They have yet to miss a free throw this half.
And as calm and collected as they look up there, I'm not sure they'll ever miss one the rest of the way.
Trailblazers leading by 4. Canby kicks to Matthews. And Jennings picks him up defensively. On the wing, Jamal Crawford takes the 3. And the shot is good.
Well, he's getting it warmed up now after that cold first half.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?